Are you a GP that's looking to do more aligner cases in a more predictable way? I'm talking Nachos today. I'm talking from Nick with CandidPro, an amazing key resource and sponsor who is going to help us understand how CandidPro helps dentists do what we do at Dental Nachos: increase success, decrease stress, and most of all, reduce the number of times they feel like crying inside a day. So, Nick, welcome to our show. Give us just a kind of a background of what you're doing daily to help dentists cry less inside.
Thanks, Paul. I'm the CEO of CandidPro, and our goal at CandidPro is to make orthodontics more predictable, more efficient, and more profitable for general dentists. We are the first real solution designed in orthodontics to solve the problems and pain points of the general dentist first.
I love that. I mean, I'm a general dentist by trade. I did a lot with implant dentistry, and I don't know as nearly as much about ortho and aligners, but I see some of the journey in my over my 20 years to be similar-ish, right? Okay, learn how to do implants, general dentist, but now you get stuck. What do you do when you get stuck? Who's going to help you when you get stuck? And it seems like there's been an explosion of clear aligner attention in the dental world for both patients and dentists, but also dentists want to feel like they're going to deliver predictable results to the patient. So walk us through, Nick, kind of how this would work. You know, you're a dentist, maybe you're an associate general dentist, and your owner says, you can do aligners, or you're a general dentist who started a practice, and people say, offer aligners to your patients. Tell us where Candid Pro comes in.
CandidPro is a fully vertically integrated solution where you can use it for all of your aligner manufacturing and aligner needs. It starts with submitting the case. Once you submit a case, a US licensed orthodontist who's part of our team will actually review that case, give you a diagnostic readout of what looks like is going to happen with that case, how the patient looks today from an orthodontic perspective. You'll get a US licensed orthodontist who reviews and helps build a treatment plan for you. And then we'll actually send you that case, sometimes including a video of them walking through exactly why they set the case up that way. And then if you get stuck, because it's really easy to start aligner cases, they're hard to finish, right?
Yeah.
If you get stuck, you have a US licensed orthodontist who's with you again that whole way. So if you get stuck and you have a refinement, they're going to look, see what went wrong and help you get to the end. And so integrating that helps you get a more predictable solution, which allows you to, again, submit cases more confidently and also understand case selection, because that's one of the biggest problems and pain points. You don't know what you should treat and what you should refer. And that orthodontist will let you know, hey, this is a class 3 surgical case. You probably should refer this one out versus this is a bread and butter, mild to moderate malocclusion case for a beginner. We can help you treat that.
Which is so key. Case selection is key. I taught dental implants for years, and I said it's like learning how to drive. If you're from Philly, you know that Route 76 is one of the toughest roads to drive on. I say you don't want to start there. You want to start in a high school parking lot. You want to move yourself up to side streets, and you may never want to drive on these complicated roads. So I love this mission of knowing your comfort zone, but also expanding your comfort zone. I saw that last night on Facebook, so I think that's key. So tell us now what I find interesting. How does Candid Pro interface with the patient? What is the patient's relationship with Candid Pro?
The patient is always a patient of the dentist. However, CandidPro provides a mobile application called Pro Monitoring, which is an AI-enabled monitoring tool that allows the patient to scan their teeth at home every 1 to 2 weeks. And what happens there is through AI, the AI can see how the teeth are actually tracking and automatically move that patient on to the next step or tell that patient, hey, your teeth aren't tracking the way they're supposed to. Let's stay in that stage. And so by engaging and interacting with that app, patients stay more compliant, which means they finish treatment faster, they need fewer refinements. And if there's an issue, you actually have more oversight rather than less oversight as a dentist because you can see how that patient is moving. And if something goes wrong, you can intervene more easily rather than just having aligner checks every 12 weeks. So what this also does is it also gives dentists fewer in-person visits, which helps with workflow. So instead of having 10, 11, 12 office visits for aligners, you're going to get down to maybe 3 or 4 office visits because you're doing them all with AI remotely and asynchronously.
I love what you're sharing here. People can text Candid to 215-543-6454 to get connected with our awesome sponsor. They can reach out to me at dentalnachos.com. You know, authentically, as a general dentist, we've had an orthodontist work in our practice. I want to say like the 2010 time for like 3 years. And we've, dabbled in some other things. A bunch of visits at an orthodontist disrupts workflow different than a general dentist, right? That was some of the challenges. So if you're telling us that you can kind of decrease the bunch of random visit stuff, I think general dentists will really lean forward. I don't know if you've gotten that feedback before, but to me, general dentists having a lot of visits, little visits that they didn't expect for stuff can be very disruptive, as opposed to orthodontists that just have this big room of people who can help them. I don't know. Is that something you've heard before?
Yeah, the average number of visits for other clear aligner solutions based on all of our work is about 10. The average for Candid Pro is 3. So doctors, and we have thousands of doctors today using the system, dramatically reduce those visits. And exactly what you said, it fits much better into a workflow where now you're not taking up chair time that you could otherwise be using for restorative procedures.
Love that. Well, you guys are an awesome partner of us. People can text Candid to 215-543-6454. Appreciate your sponsor support. Is there anything else you wanted to share with my audience before we wrap up?
We're excited to be part of the Dental Nachos, just in terms of everything, the Facebook group. We're here to support. And most importantly, I'm the CEO, but our key opinion leaders are in the Facebook group. They'll
Awesome.
respond to your questions. If you have any ortho questions, whether about Candid Pro or other things, they're happy to chime in and help you get going, or if you're stuck, help you through that challenge.
Awesome. Well, I love that. You need someone by your side when you get stuck, and we appreciate you doing it. Thanks so much, Nick.
Thanks, Paul.